Hi everyone, my name is Jen Mansarary. I am a part-time MSW student at UB. I am nearing the end of year 2 and I plan to graduate in May 2022. I wanted to pursue a degree in social work because I wanted to learn more skills about assisting people with meeting their own goals. So whatever that meant to them, truthfully, I didn't know what kind of population or any of that entailed when I first started. I kind of figured I would figure it out as I went along to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up. I still don't entirely know, but I do have a much better idea. I picked UB because UB is my alma mater for my undergrad in History and Asian Studies, very useful degree. And also a lot of the social workers that I've worked with in the area have all said amazing things about the program and how much it helped them as professionals. My experience at UB has been, I would say, a pretty positive one. I will say that everyone has had different experiences. However, I do think that there is a silver lining with everything. So, a lot of my friends have learned how to advocate for themselves, their classmates, how to get more and better equality, and anything you can really think of. And honestly, at the end of the day, just having a solid plan to implement your self-care even when you don't want to, because I've noticed as you tend to get more stressed, the quicker self-care is to go out the window. So it's really solidified my self-care practice. Personally, I have had a great support system. My advisor has been nothing but amazing. I have come up with all kinds of crazy plans and she's like, all right, Jen, this is how we're going to make it all work. And I literally said to her, like, oh, you're not going to tell me that I'm just trying to overachieve and do too much. You're actually going to work with me. This is pretty cool. My mentor, when I first started the program, I signed up for the mentor program. She was absolutely amazing. And I laughed at her a lot because she said there are going to be times that you're going to want to quit the program. It's going to feel like it's too much. And just remember that you can get through that. And I left because I was like, I've got lots of time in school. I know I can get through this. But no, there were definitely times I wanted to throw in the towel and give up. And her words definitely reminded me that you can get through it. And lastly, my social work posse. They were there during those meltdowns of when I felt like I couldn't do it. And they, in fact, reminded me. And as cliche as it is, like, social work is so much about just being there and making those connections. The short version of my plan once I graduate is to move overseas and work with communities about how they deal with death and how to make improvements to what they have already. So I am doing 2 micro-credentials, hopefully, one in serious illness and one in aging population. So I'm very interested to see how different communities deal with aging and death and all of that good stuff, because not a lot of people want to talk about it, especially in westernized countries. And my advice for incoming social work students would be to network. You want to build a solid network. You're going to want to have people that you can ask, because social work is a huge field. I talked to a lot of my past coworkers that were social workers, and I'm just like, hey, I know you intern at the Family Justice Center. Do you have any tips for me about intimate partner violence? Because I am not as familiar with it. And I get a lot of people that ask me questions about people with intellectual disabilities and how to navigate OPWDD. So, it's a lot of give and take. And I think that is so important because it makes you a well-rounded social worker, being able to network and get the answers to people's questions when it comes up, because there's no way for all of us to know every single thing in every single aspect of social work. So that is why networking is very important. Thank you for listening to this Flipgrid video, and I hope I didn't bore you to death.